The phone number's on the door, but no one's there to pick up the phone. For 3 days now, Otter Creek's Town Hall has been closed. TV 20's Camron Lunn spoke with elected officials and residents wondering why they can't speak to the folks in charge.
Ever since this note was posted, this is the sound people hear when trying to access Otter Creek Town Hall. The door has been locked since the town's monthly meeting was canceled Tuesday, a meeting where new council members were to be sworn in and a mayor chosen. Choice is now on hold.
Concerned.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because he doesn't want to give up his position as mayor, or if they're trying to cover the corruption that's going on since they're involved in lawsuits.
Including one from a YouTuber?
I want to be very clear. She's kicking me out of her office.
Jeremy Hales has more than 600,000 YouTube subscribers, and he splits his time between Ohio and property in Otter Creek. He's fed up with high water bills he has deemed unreasonable and illegal.
When I first moved in, the average water bill was $22.50. Since then, they've made resolutions and adopted resolutions under former mayor Laura Mott that actually singles me out.
Hales has documented his gripes on his YouTube page and is pressing charges against the town's clerk for putting her hands on him. Levy County Sheriff's deputies have confirmed they have sent deputies to the town more frequently due to these disputes. Other town residents just want everyone to get along.
I think there needs to be a public forum where everybody can have their word, but be protected and know that they'll be safe there.
But for now, Town Hall, the library, and other resources are unavailable to the town's 100 residents.
As of today, they have yet to reschedule a town council meeting. Reporting in Otter Creek, Camron Lunn, TV 20 News.